Oh, here it comes. See you later. We're in the game. We're here. We're on Arorta. We're on the public testing branch. Team 1ANS, Team 2 OSP3K 4v4. We drop down here with Super Hans, who looks to have 450 beam and 120 Axfords. I believe these are Snipes' Axfords. They look like the anti-monitor machines. Got some soft kill in the back. Gonna probably have some AIMs in the back too. No, just soft kill. Okay, cool. Look forward to seeing how that goes. Neuroid has 450 battleship with 120 sidearms in the nipple slots. Bold. Possibly foolish. We'll see. Where's the soft kill is the real question. Nowhere. That's where. Just some flak. Ultimate greed build. Cool. I'm sure it's not gonna get punished either. It looks like, I think Vryn might have Kyanite, which is gonna have some missiles on it, but I don't think anybody else on the team is gonna have a serious quantity of missiles. Neuroid also has a little jam prig supporting. Aha! Here's the soft kill. It's got a soft kill box. That makes sense.
The enemy is securing zone combat.
Good night, Beam Destroyer on the back line for defense. Got beams, defenders, bullseye blanket, and a Nebulous 3 launcher. You don't see that much pistachio. Okay, and these are torps. It's also got, looks like kind of a police frig build. No. It's just 2 frigates. 2 Pinard spy frigs floating around the map, and then a handful of, 4 torpedo gun corvettes for shooting nerds. We got 3 cats with, is this the build? Oh yeah. It's the build. It's the triple rail Axford build with 1 damage control team apiece. Oh, he gave up one of the railguns to be able to afford damage control on their ships. Which is probably a good idea. But this is unimaginably cursed, and I think it's actually going to be quite good on this map. And just with burst rails being the way that they are. Anyways, last time we saw this build, it absolutely obliterated everything it saw. Crow's got a rails and 450 Ocello pair. Pretty standard for the Crow. The bird. Tramis has... Well, I am realizing I can watch the in-game chat, but I'm not going to be able to watch the stream chat very effectively unless I figure out a way to pop that out and put it on my screen somewhere that isn't too disruptive. Tramis has a almost pentabrick. He's got a quad brick. C90s on the nose. Plasma all around. Double plasma, double T30. Actually, is what it is. Wait, how is that? Ah, I see. He's got it just shaped like a pentabrick, but he's just missing one of the corners instead of having it in a rectangle. All right. And he sacrificed one of his monitors for an AWR and an LRT. Sunflower has 2 garden snails, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what these are. Okay, so for those who don't know, Tuna came up with a build. It's the anti-cap monitor, where you put rockets on it and mines on it, and the mines get laid on the point, and the rockets blast anything trying to get to the mines, and the Bellbird also jams through the mines, supporting them, making them more likely to land on people. It's a very cool build. It's hard to use well, and it's really situational, but when you can pull it off, it's very funny. It's also got 4 MMTs spread around the map, and a handful of gun shuttles for those spread around the map as well for capping. Vryn's bringing Kyanite, or whatever his current running modern version of Kyanite is. 450 on the front, S2s on the back, and a little LRT tug in support. See what's going up. This is the Arorta, so it's going to be a little slow. People are rolling out onto their naturals. Both teams have their natural at roughly the same speed, though ANS does technically have an advantage. Both teams siding up to keep control of the alpha point. Everything parked over here. No beams parked over here just yet. Unless, are these the beams or the rails? Yeah, these are the beams. These are the beams. Oh, interesting. Han's taking his Beamfords into the Warrens a little bit here, parking them over near Delta. There it is. Mines being laid. The rails are flying in. Yeah, the monitors are going to dive onto that middle point to try and capture it immediately. And normally monitors, there's just too much meat. You kind of can't do anything about it. But, I don't know, the rails might be able to prevent that. King also taking Carnifex. King taking some rail fire in return. I need to fire up some music that isn't going to get me executed off of Twitch. Alright, that works. Monitors diving for cover behind the big pillar in the middle of the map. Rails, a little bit of 450 coming to the side of the battleship, too. Does this have fire suppression module on it? Doesn't look like it. Spyglass, track correlators, ammo elevators. Only 2 TCs, though. That's kind of painful. Oh, no, there's a third. Ammo elevators. Still, you really need 4 to make that work just right. And an AR. Oh, boy. 450 in the broadside, adding up with the fires from the railguns. Taking out a lot of the modules on that Solomon. Doesn't really have much in the way of the restorers to be able to afford to repair the track correlators either. It's gotta save those restorers for the bulk mag. And the guns, too. Yeah, this thing has lost a lot of its capability to control that alpha point from the rail and the 450 from bombardment from Bren. I'm very surprised at the amount of damage that took. Normally you see Solomons get caught out on the side like that and they just don't really eat that much, but that was a massive loss in capability for that thing. C90's trading with the Axford a little bit. Axford's able to dodge even the railguns. Oh, there's a couple. Well, one. Yeah, no lock. Axford's going in orbit. It's going to be quite difficult to get good lands here. And also with their high damage control capabilities, although these don't have that much in the way of teams, they're not going to take much permanent damage from these fires that get started. They're going to get put out, and that's going to get repaired. At least under this volume of fire. No team able to make a definitive play for A. I'm surprised nobody just yeeted an A-cap onto the point. Both teams playing a little safe on Arorta. Usually you see a dive and then a prayer. And of course at this level of skill that usually winds up in everything that goes for the alpha point dying. Although Sunflower Girl is trying to sneak one of the gun shuttles onto the alpha point while the capitals are all distracted and firing at each other. The beam battleship, or the 450 battleship, this is the perfect place for a beam battleship, by the way. If you have one of these, absolutely put it here on this map. Is not really engaging this. In fact, nothing's engaging this. Nothing can engage it. It's been locked, and the railguns are coming in. But at this angle, that shuttle's going to be able to dodge this pretty effectively. Oh, but 120 coming in from the Axfords. That RPF will stun this thing and eventually kill it, especially if it's got a basic CIC, which it does. This thing is cringed to the moon, but it's... no, it's not. It's not getting off the cap. No way, not under this amount of fire. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. Yeah, there it goes. Monitors still keeping an eye on things and also getting railed for their troubles. We're really eating quite a bit. I believe the Sapphire ate the first round of rails? No? Ah, there it is. Ooh, kind of linger behind. Okay, so Dramus has been rotating his formation around. So here's a little teachable moment for folks. A lot of times I'll see pretty much everyone, actually. I was going to say new players, but a lot of players do this. Crow's 450 boat. Eating a lot of runs there. Will have their ships in a formation and then keep them in that exact same formation throughout the entire match. Dramus is rotating his ships away. His lower left side has been eating a lot of rail rounds, so he rotated the lower left ship up to the upper right position, and there was another strike on that lower left ship, but it was a different vessel, and so it's going to take less total damage because it's going to be able to repair more of its damage, if that makes sense. It's going to be, his combat capability is going to be reduced by less. So rotating your ships around, very powerful for avoiding intense fire onto one target, and also for keeping your enemies guessing. Of course, the Hyperoxic Boy now eating the rail fire. That's not good. It's also eating a little bit of 450 rounds earlier. And yeah, this thing's on fire. It's lost one ammo elevator. I think it's struggling to move at this point. No damage. No crits that are affecting mobility, at least not yet. Mud. What a great Axford name. Mud. And the precious stone continuing to take fire and being harried, forced back behind this pillar next to Delta. Oh, I think the Thief River might be shaping up to try and head over to Bravo and might eat a face full of co-op mines. Don't see co-op mines very often. That's cool. King now eating a little bit of plasma on that port forward. Not too much though, not too much more. Man, Dramus. Getting shot by every direction. 450s, the 120s, and the rails all combining to be a very, very dangerous combination. Really gotta get this alpha point. Someone's gonna have to, but I think OSP really needs to back out of here and stop taking this fight. They're taking so much fire from the long-range capitals, and they're doing very little in return. When the 450 LNs were in range to... Ooh, Corvette swatters, a big wall S2's commands coming out. Where was this fired from? Ah, Ren. Yeah, Ren was able to participate in fighting the capitals. The damage was significantly higher than when he's forced to play fuck games with the spy frigs. Glonk. Bye-bye. Yeah, Ren needs to come over the top here and get in this backline. In fact, he might just make it all the way to the rail experts. There's nothing guarding this angle. And A&S doesn't have any long-range missiles to deal with those bulkers either. He's going to have to push this carefully to avoid getting minced by the battleship. But that's all so busy with what's on Alpha Point. He actually needs to go like right now, while the capital ball is busy fighting this, because that's not going to last for much longer, especially once the beam gets out. Unfortunately, the pillar blocking that beam for the majority of its burn, and the Chastolite going to be able to drop down behind cover and avoid getting beamed to smitheroonies. Oh, Sapphire, unfortunately, not going to be able to avoid that fate. Banished to the beam realm. Or maybe not. It's not, I mean, it's not horrible damage. Okay, there it is. It's starting to add up. There goes the storage. The Lancet hasn't taken much in return. A little bit of 450 coming in too now that it's stunned. Should be dying anytime now. Although the beam might not actually be able to break the TT on the bulky compartments, but yeah, there it is. Complex goes down. That ship is dead, and the water cannot get back on its feet, cannot restore that engine, so it is dead. Alright, here are the 450 bulkers doing exactly what they needed to be doing. They've gotten the beam destroyer in the flank with 450 HE. That's quite a bit of damage. Gonna force that below the deck. Now they're firing at the battleship, although they are in flank and they are firing HE. Oh, okay. It's not gonna do a ton, but man, if they can get some AP loaded, they will tear this thing to smitheroonies. Apparently that's the word of the day. Smitheroony. Yeah, that's the word of the day. King force below that alpha point, still able to zone out the OSP with the jammers. Thief River still thinking about that Bravo push, still not sure what he wants to do. Might just be guarding here. Whoa, Hyperoxic Boy eating beam from one of the Axfords at extreme range, doing significantly more damage than I was expecting. Ready out a reactor or drive, taking down a reinforced mag. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think OSP is just about done skiing here. Because the rails are just... The output is comical. Switch targets very fast, and once they get you, you're kind of fucked. And the beams follow up. Oh yeah. For murder. Precious Stone is getting a little too aggressive with its positioning there, though. Taking a ton of 450 fire, although I believe that's AP. No, that's HE, that's HE. But not the greatest track quality here. There we go, there's some lands. Really cutting up that middle section. Knocking out the beam, too. Gonna spend one of those very expensive restores. I was gonna have to go to the beam. I was gonna have to go on one of the large lockers to get an extra one up. Maybe dump the rest of the ammo elevators. Oh, don't dump too many of the ammo elevators. No, get the large locker up. That's fine. That's the way she goes sometimes. A couple corpse out and pistachios. I've been wondering what these are for. Act commands. Oh dear, going into a unpowered Ocello. Bonk, doing incredible damage. A couple of AMM's gonna come in and friendly fire the Ocello a little bit. Bonk. Railguns are lit up. Bryn is heading over there. Three Cats able to rotate away from the pushing Kyanite. Gonna rotate around the side of the map here. Stay out of range of everything. Keep up the rail support. I think Kyanite's off. Oh yeah, all this is off radar. You're right, having some issues with the battleship. What do I got in here? Dragonfly Whip Raider. Yeah, that drive setup's gonna make you not feel great. It's entirely fine, but usually you want to lean more into one or the other to make it more zippy. If you can call it zippy. The Labradoodle LRT now getting railed. Oh my. I wonder what the track quality of this is. This is a tug at, what is that, 13 kilometers? 15. Try 15. I was thinking more along the lines of sacking the whip for another raider. I don't know. It's really hard to set up drives on gun battleships. Because you kind of do need everything. I just hate the way those things fly. SPs effectively mined off their naturals, but neither team can really take the alpha point, and Sunflower Girl has gotten booped. And I'm gonna guess that Crow's gonna get her ships. Yeah. Crow got the Cat Fleet. That's gonna make this a little harder on the OSP team. Has very many ships to manage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, at maximum ship count immediately. Womp. Looks like another burst from Kynite's going out. Onto the King, which is making a play for the alpha point now. Diving in there with that fairly healthy starboard facing the Kyanite. Does this frigate have... He doesn't have his E-War frigate here anymore. Unless it's back here. I don't think he's got... Oh, there it is, there it is. This is at command vals. Okay, we're all just gonna get chaffed, actually. That's fine. Interrupt gaming. Even dropping flares. Very silly. I don't think Brent's figured it out yet. Oh, and these are Command HOJ. I think that's gonna make that destroyer kind of sad. Nope, Lucille doing... Okay, there's the Jam Flash. I see power got reduced.
Zone Atlas.
Yeah. Very important reactor got knocked out, so the interrupt is now down. But ANS is going to be able to get this alpha point, no question there. You can't kill a battleship in time. Probably kill an Axford, though. I think it was a mistake to have this follow the battleship, and it could have handled things on its own for quite a while here before it was really in trouble. OSP, though, in return, going to grab the Echo Point with one of the little capping ships here. Precious Stone in extremely bad shape. Where is this going? Oh, I see.
We are contesting Zone Eclipse.
Oh! AMM'd at the last second by the Yuka there. Good manual fire there from Crow. Very impressive micro. OSP not going to be able to secure the Echo Point for at least a little bit here, but if these two ships fight the Sprinter and they can hard kill all the torpedoes, they'll be able to take this. Unless the rails change the math on this. Oh boy, the Pom-Pom going to be in big trouble here with those rails. Only one single DC team. Not going to be able to keep up with those crits. Going to be trapped in drive hell. And it secures the alpha point. OSP's got to do something about that pretty fast here on Arorta. They've got a military disadvantage. Very slight one. Got a very slight capping disadvantage. So I can tell it was manual fire on the AMMs because auto fire would have launched them much sooner. So to get something that close to the ship, you had to have changed your salvo settings or manually fired them. Yeah, Zavix, you're open. You're hot miking. Cannon River goes down. OSP going to be able to grab that Echo Point. About 10 seconds.
The enemy secured Zone Eclipse.
And this Axford going to die violently. For no reason. It did not need to be here. Could have supported the battleship, but Ripperino Bambino. 450 rounds now headed into a plasmid section. It's just the barrel of the chest here that's plasma. The import's much squishier. Recognizing that Jam Frig's probably the priority target for this battleship group. Taking it out. I hope the battleship rotates into those cooperative mines and gets glonked in the face for the horrible sin of not having soft kill. Not really having much in the way of hard kill either. You kind of need hard kill more than soft kill to deal with the mines, actually. He's got a couple flat guns and a couple defenders. That might be fine. Depends on the angle more than anything else. If he goes in nose first, it'll be fine. If he goes in at an angle, could be bad. Starboard side now getting plasma up by the plasma heavy monitors. Mud is now getting degraded by the rail fire, and the rail's now also getting degraded by the rail fire. So that's the world we live in. Oh no, this is a 450 ship. Very sad. Look at how on fire that is. Wow. Diastolite goes down. This is the Strike Suit Zero OST. Yeah, battleship idiot in the face. Womp womp. And this is kind of bad map presence, actually. They're able to just forehead rush with the battleship without it being too bad, but this thing is going to steadily degrade now that it's in plasma range and has been eating plasma continuously for quite some time now. They're all kind of bottled up in the corner here because of the backline capitals, but those are, of course, dealing quite a bit of damage. Basically lost one 450 shit. Yeah, this thing's effectively dead, and I think it's about to go nuclear if Crow doesn't clear it. And they might not. In fact, if they don't clear it, that would be great, because it burst the battleship. Yeah, this is evac time is what you do with this. And plasma up the whole battleship from that range, just immediately killing it effectively, because now anything can penetrate it. It's so big that it can't dodge. So we got 2 teams down the reactor now. The 3rd team's headed down there. Really needs to pry out some other stuff, get those teams out of there. I don't think Crow realizes it either. Is the issue. It's probably too busy microwaving 2 fleets worth of ships right now and didn't even think about letting the reactor pop. Oh, here it comes. See you later. Was not enough, even with the pry-out. Okay, this battleship is now in big trouble. So, one, that did quite a bit of damage to this thing, I guess because of the close range. And now it has no armor, so it's going to die immediately to anything. And it is currently being hit by everything. That's 2 450 bulkers, dumping rounds directly into it. Which is going to delete it. Just, like, immediately. It's got the Lucille, which had all its mounts stripped by the bomb. Absolute gobagles. Look at that. Yeah, strode a little too close to that one there, Chief. ANS, in the meantime, while we've been watching that, ANS has managed to recapture the Echo Point. Oh, and Beam's coming in to clean up down here. Yeah, so they're going to be able to hold that on the foreseeable future. It's not really anything up near the Delta Point to control it. Mud trying to zone. I don't know, neither team really has a good position to push. In fact, if OSP kills off, I don't think Bryn realizes how plasma this thing is. We got 450 overpinning. Really can switch to the HE and just delete it. Okay, there goes Dramus with the 100 mil. Just going to tear the BB to the word of the day, Smitheroonies. Why like this? Sillimanite. Look at those rails. Suffering immensely. Plasma gun gets taken out by a rail shot. Shit's on fire, yo. Couple torps into Kyanite. Which do have base and bastions, but I don't think they're properly oriented to deal with torpedoes. Yeah, that's like actually directly in the dead zone of the piece. That fucking sucks. And this one faces forwards, which is not going to be shooting anything from the rear anytime soon. He did manage to retake Alpha win, and with what? I'm not entirely sure. think it might have been one of the monitors. One of those died earlier. Oh, it was this. It was this. No, because this is flying in and just died. Unclear. So it was probably this then. Man, OSP up on score. Very nice. Blue steel. Absolutely no armament whatsoever. Just a husk of a vessel in a dream. Gonna be able to take command of the alpha point there. Very secure, very under control. Definitely owned and operated by the Alliance Navy. Why is this thing not dead? Yeah, unfortunately, Garden Snell just not really a good ship archetype to bring onto Arorta. Because it's pretty rare in stack v stack games that any of the side points get taken. Really, all that matters is the cup, the orb. Club games, you obviously have like a real cap war with people fighting because inevitably you wind up with public match players fighting this lane, which is terrible and controls nothing. Or they go down here and they fight down here, which is also terrible and controls nothing. But very interesting battlefields, to say the least. So I guess that's something. More 450 AP and the broadside of this unarmored battleship, which is doing so little damage. Especially with how many empty components there are in this thing, just all grayed out. What? That does have a reactor crit cooking off with 4 crits in that drive. Oh. Ammo leak and everything. We've seen where this goes. I've seen this one before. Pro has managed to dive onto the Delta point and is capping it, but is getting sent away by one of the rail Axfords, which I think might get into the point just at the very last second. Oh, kills the shuttle, actually. Takes out that basic CIC. Truly an anti-capping machine, the rail axe, the 1,000 point rail Axford. Oh, man. I don't know what the Redlands chief. Oh no, the king ate another reactor explosion in the backside. What about second bloom? Well, we're about to get third. Close your eyes, everyone. I gotta watch this. Oh, fixed 3 seconds before it ends. Lame. Lame. 3 explosions on the BB, one of which is inside the BB. Would have been pretty great. Deep River getting shape on the Charlie point. Oh, we're gonna need a bunch of Maddox though. Yeah, basic CIC on capping vessels seems like really hard trolling. You just actually do need that reinforced to be able to stick it. Not get shot out by the friggin' railgun of all things. God. Unbelievably cursed. You save a lot of points and you get more mass on the field from it, but I very strongly disagree with that play because you can't combat cap is the issue. is that you'll see people hop onto a point that they're getting shot at, and they just fucking die, and they don't get anything from it. Like, that's fine for just capping your own naturals. And for being a sensor boat. That's not really... It's not the sort of thing you bring when you expect your opponents to fight back. Fox and Girl getting railed now, too. Rail versus rail. The mud eating... A very low amount of 450 from the no other way. What is going on up here? Oh, I see. Right, you got nuked earlier with the torpedoes. Holding on to one of the restores, dude. Just spin the restore. Get an ammo better back. I've been wanting to see this cobalt mines kill a guy. All game. We only get to see the aftermath. The Minnehaha Creek down from the co-ops. Very nice. Very cool. Charlie Cap. Unfortunately, the Thief River has been able to cut these mines apart and be able to soft kill those and hard kill them too. Yeah, that's why we use sprint mines, not oh dear, sorry for the noise, and not co-ops usually on those ankle traps, because sprints have a chance of actually getting through. For co-ops, if your opponent is paying attention, shouldn't. I mean, they will catch people unawares. Like that Minnehaha Creek was just right next to the wall and was not prepared for that at all. Got glocked. Mud goes down to rail for 50 fire.
The enemy secured zone Comet.
A is an absolute graveyard. Let's take a picture of this. The battleship still looks like it has its engines on, even though it's dead, so it's not gonna look as cool. It's unfortunate. Oh yes, forehead gaming. Push forward, force your opponents to deal with you, and then just win the game while your capitals get shot at. Killing everything quite good. Not dying also very good. I adjust my zoom. There we go. This railgun's absolutely annihilating everything you come into contact with the fires and the crits, and even the damage is not terrible. Would not surprise me in the slightest if we saw 9k out of each one. Maybe more. And that on top of the fire damage is like a really comical number. 8 days! Victory! Game 1! Arorta. See, it never ends. No one's ever happy.
Some people don't like being happy, Dark.
Yeah, it's a cool 26, 27. Probably close to 29,000 rail damage. And that's not including the fires, so yeah, I'd say that's unbelievably powerful.
The price increase made this fleet so much harder to build for. I had to remove one of the turrets to save price.
Yeah, but it's like 10 times better.
Yeah, I didn't like it. It was weird.
13k on the red solo. So, okay, alright, so consider 30,000 damage. And if we use the usual math for guessing at what your fire damage is, you're probably doing more like 40,000 damage with rails. With long range, you did not take damage in return.
That's weird. I don't know why no one fired back at me.
At all.
We couldn't see half the
crazy.
time.
Almost like OSP has no way to see rail ships on 8S.
I was spotted 90% of the game. Like,
You were
spotted
seeing
for so
them
long.
Okay,
in
EWR?
EWR.
You
But
can't
I
shoot
know
at that.
any of- it was hard to get anything in on you to effectively attack you with how suppressed we were and how much we had to commit to that A fight.
Yeah,
like as much as I'd like your rails to have died, I was more scared of Beam, Greedfords, and the battleship.
Yeah, I was running around trying to like put 450 fire and everything, which worked, but I just couldn't. Like we were like the rails were like preventing me from like taking direct routes because I'm like, yeah, rails do actually hurt now. Holy crap, the fires! I'm like, I don't like.
Something dumb. Good night. Your beamstone has more crew than my rail experts.
That's very funny. Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, your rail experts are
Framsliner-
empty.
Framsliner got into like firing range for like 3 minutes and almost died.
Pretty up, by the way.
Yeah, the fires were pretty damn intense on the Greedfords, but again, the main priority for me, I'm not sure if it was the right decision, was the monitors.